Namaste, welcome to the online class. Dear students, in today's class I am going to discuss constructors and destructors. Constructors and destructors. As per the blueprint of second PUC final examination, one 2-mark question and one 5-mark question will be asked from this chapter. Let us begin with the definition. Constructor is a special member function used in classes to initialize the objects of the class automatically. Constructor is a special member function used in the classes to initialize the objects of the class automatically. It is a member function. Any function declared as member of the class is called member function. Here constructor is also a member function used to initialize the objects of the class. Initializing the object means when you create the object for the particular class, constructor function is automatically called, and variables inside the constructor functions will be initialized to specified value. There is no special function call statement. Whenever you create the objects for the class, constructor's function will be automatically called and variables inside the constructor function is automatically called. While using constructors in your program, you have to follow some rules. We shall see the rules. First rule, constructor has same name as that of the class name. Constructor should have the same name as that of the class name. Second rule, constructor does not have any return type. Functions have return type. For example, if we consider a function sum, if the function sum returns integer value to the calling function, then return type will be int. If the function return floating point value to the calling function, then the return type is float. If the function does not return anything, then the return type will be void. In case of constructors, there is no return type. Constructors does not have any return type, not even void. Next, constructors should be declared in the public section. We cannot declare constructor under private access specifier or protected access specifiers. Constructors should be declared in public section. Next rule, the constructor is invoked automatically when the objects are created. When you create object for the particular class, this function is automatically called. There is no function call statement to call the constructor. It is invoked automatically when we create object for the class. We cannot refer to the constructor address. We can refer the address of the variable using ampersand operator. If A is the variable, address of A can be referred using ampersand operator. In case of constructors, we cannot refer to the address of the constructor. You will study this in pointers chapter. Okay, let us discuss the syntax and example of constructors. Syntax: class name under public section, class name open flower bracket, body of the constructor, close the flower bracket of class, put semicolon. We shall see one example. Class test, class test, under public section, int x and y, int x comma y, test x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Close the flower bracket of constructor and class. See, in the example, in the syntax, class is the keyword, class name is the name of the class. Under public section, class name, here class name is the name of the constructor. Open the flower bracket, here we have to write the body of the constructor. Close the flower bracket of constructor and close the flower bracket of class, put semicolon. See, here in the example, class is the keyword. Next, class name, here test is the name of the class. Next, public section. Here in public section, we have declared two variables, x and y. Here x and y are the variables that are going to be initialized whenever you create the objects for the class, int x comma y. Then we have written test. Here test is the constructor. Here class name and constructor name both are same. Constructors should have the same name as that of the class name. Here test is the constructor function, and inside the body we have x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Open the flower, close the flower bracket and close the flower bracket of a class, put semicolon. What happens if we create object for the class? Constructor function will be called automatically. For example, if I create object, say, and you know syntax to create the object. What is the syntax to create the object? Class name space object name. Here test is the name of the class and I am going to create object, say OB1. What happens if I create object OB1? Constructor function is automatically called, and variables x and y are initialized with the 0. Value of x will be 0, value of y will be 0. So constructors are the special member functions of the class used to initialize the objects automatically. That means when you create the object for the class, constructor function is automatically called, and variables inside the constructor function are initialized with the specified value. Here you can give any value, I mean you can initialize the variables with any value. Usually variables will be declared in private section. In this example, we have declared two variables x and y in public section. Okay. When you create the object for the class, see in the example, in main section I have created one variable, one object OB1, test object name. You know the syntax to create the object, class name space object name. Here OB1 is the name of the object. When you create the object, constructor function is called automatically. There is no separate function call statement to call the constructor. Constructor function is called automatically, and variables x and y are initialized with the 0. So this is about the example, and the constructors can also be defined outside the class. You know that member functions can be defined either inside the class or outside the class. To define the member function outside the class, we use scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator is used to define the member function outside the class. Similarly, constructors can also be defined outside the class using scope resolution operator. Let us see how to define the member function outside the class. Class test. Under public section, we have written two variables. We have declared two variables x and y, and the constructor name should be test because the class name is test. Both the constructor and class should have the same name. So test semicolon, close the flower bracket of class. Next, after this, after closing the flower bracket, we are going to define the constructor function outside the class using scope resolution operator. Class name, see, now class name is test, scope resolution operator. Next, you have to write the constructor name, that is test. Class name, scope resolution operator, constructor name. Open the flower bracket and initialize the variables. Here we have declared two variables x and y. Those are going to be initialized. X equal to 0, y equal to 0. So before defining the member function outside, constructor function outside the class, it has to be declared inside the class. Here we have declared constructor function inside the class, and we have defined constructor function using scope resolution operator. We have defined constructor function outside the class. What happens when in main section, when we create the object OB1, this constructor function will be called automatically and variables are initialized. This is about constructor definition outside the class. There are three types of constructors. They are default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. There are three types of constructors: default constructor, parameterized constructor and copy constructor. Let us discuss default constructor. Default constructor is a constructor with no argument. If the constructor does not accept any argument, then it is called default constructor. Constructor with no argument. In the example, class test, in public section two variables are declared, and inside the constructor function two variables are initialized. So in this example, test is default constructor because here we are not passing any arguments. We have just written open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Here we are not passing any argument. What happens when we create the object for the class? Constructor function will be automatically called. Constructor function will be automatically called and variables are initialized with the zeros. Value of x will be 0, value of y will be 0. So this is the example for a default constructor. Now can we write the syntax of default constructor? Yes. Syntax: class. First of all, class is the keyword. Class name. Test is the name of the class. Class name. Open the flower bracket. In public section, constructors must be declared in public section. So in public section, class name body of the constructor. Close the flower bracket, semicolon. This is the syntax to declare or use default constructor. Class name in public section, class name, it is the default constructor. Here we are not passing any argument. Next, within flower brackets we write body of the constructor. Okay, here you can observe that constructor name and class name both are same. Constructor should have the same name as that of the class name as per the rule. Next, there is no return type for constructor. You can observe that here we have written only the name of the constructor and we have not specified int, float, void, etc. There is no return type for constructor, and constructor is written in public section. Constructor must be declared in public section. Here we have written constructor under public access specifier, and constructors invoked automatically when we create the object for the class. If I create object OB1, constructor function is automatically called, and there is no address for constructor. We cannot refer to the address of the constructor. Okay. So default constructor with no argument is called default constructors. Default constructors are also called as zero argument constructors. Zero argument constructor, because we are not passing any argument to the constructors. Let us discuss the features. For every object created, default constructor is automatically called. And second feature, all the objects are initialized with same set of values. For every object created, default constructor is automatically called. That means whenever you create the objects for the class, constructor function is automatically called. We can create more than one object for the class. For example, tester OB1, I am going to create two objects for the class tester. First object is OB1. Then I have created another object OB2. What happens now? When I create object OB1, constructor function is automatically called. When I create another object OB2, again constructor function is automatically called. So for every object created, default constructor is automatically called. Second feature, all the objects are initialized with the same set of values. In the example, for the object OB1, when we create object OB1, constructor function is called and variables are initialized with the zeros. Again, when I create object 2, again the constructor function is called and variables are initialized with 0. So all the objects are initialized with same set of values irrespective of the number of objects. So this is about default constructor and disadvantage of default constructor. Disadvantage. When many objects of the same class are created, all the objects will have same set of values. It is not possible to initialize different objects with different initial values. See, this is the main disadvantage of default constructor. It is not possible to initialize different objects with the different initial values. All the objects are initialized with the same set of values. In the example, for object 1, value of x is 0, value of y is 0. For object 2, again value of x is 0, value of y is 0. If I create another object OB3, again value of x will be 0 and value of y will be 0. It is not possible to initialize different objects with the different values. We cannot change the values for objects. So this is about default constructor. Default constructor is a constructor which does not accept any argument, and for every object created, constructor function will be automatically called and all the objects are initialized with same set of values. Main disadvantage is it is not possible to initialize different objects with different initial values. Okay. Next, I move to parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructors. So default constructor which does not accept any argument. Parameterized constructor is a constructor with the argument. If the constructor accepts argument, then it is parameterized constructor. Constructor with the argument is called parameterized constructor. We shall see the syntax and example of parameterized constructor. Syntax. Class name, in public section, class name, argument list. See, here we are passing the arguments. Argument list. Argument list. Open the flower bracket. Here we write the body. So this is the syntax of a parameterized constructor. Class is the keyword, class name is the name of the class. Under private public access specifier, class name is the constructor with the argument list. Now this constructor is called as parameterized constructor. Next, open the flower bracket, write the body of the constructor, close the flower bracket, close the flower bracket of class, put semicolon. We shall discuss an example. Example, class name. Here I am going to create class num. In private access specifier, int x, under public access specifier, constructor name, that is num, with the argument int a. Now I am passing a to the constructor. Initialize x equal to a. Void display cout value of x is equal to a, close the flower bracket, void main num n1 n1 dot display. Here class is the keyword, num is the name of the class. Under private section I have declared variable x. Under public section we have defined constructor, that is num. Constructor must have the same name as the class name, and here I am passing the argument of type int, integer type argument a, and constructor is having the variable x, that is going to be initialized with the value of a, x equal to a, and we have member function display. Here you can observe that the return type of display function is void, means the function does not return any value. Here void display is the member function, and inside the display function we have a cout statement which displays value of x, value of x. And in main section we have created variable object n1, num is the name of the class, n1 is the object of the class, and here we are passing value 5. What happens when we create the object? As per the rule, when we create the object, constructor function is automatically called. So when we create n1, constructor function is automatically called, and value 5 is taken by a. Now value of a will be 5, that is assigned to the variable x. Now x value is 5, and we know that in C++ function is called using the object name dot function name. Here we have created object n1 dot function name. Here displays the function which is going to be called. So n1 dot display. When we call the function using the object, corresponding function is called. What happens? It shows the value of x. You will get the output value of x and we know that in cout statement the message written within double quote will be displayed on the output screen as it is. So within double quote we have value of x equal to. So value of x should be x. It's not a because we are going to display the value of x. Now what is the value of x? Value of x is 5. So you will get the output value of x is equal to 5. This is an example for parameterized constructor, because here we are passing parameter to the constructor, argument to the constructor. I repeat, class num is the name of the class. Under private section, x is the variable that is going to be initialized. Under public section, num is the parameterized constructor, and we have passed argument a of type int. Next, inside the body we have x equal to a, and we have member function display. It displays value of x, and in main function num is the name of the class, n1 is the object name, and we are passing value 5. When we create the object, parameterized constructor is called, and value of x is initialized to 5. Now the value of x will be 5, and through the object n1 display function is called. So control goes to display function, and in cout statement we have the message value of x equal to x. Now value of x is 5. So you will get the output value of x equal to 5. This is about parameterized constructor. Default constructor is the constructor which does not accept any argument. Parameterized constructor is a constructor that accepts one or more argument. Let us discuss the features of parameterized constructors. Parameterized constructors can have default arguments. And parameterized constructors can be overloaded. For an object created with one argument, constructor with one argument is invoked. These are the features of parameterized constructors. Parameterized constructors can have default arguments and default values. They can be overloaded. Parameterized constructors can be overloaded. You have already studied function overloading. Function overloading means two or more functions having the same name but different in the number of arguments or data type of the arguments. Depending upon the number of arguments or data type of the arguments, corresponding function will be called. Similarly, in case of parameterized constructors, a class may have different constructors with the same name. Depending upon the number of arguments or data type of the argument, constructor function will be called. If object is created with one argument, then constructor with one argument is called. If object created with the two arguments, then constructor with two argument is called. We shall discuss this. Parameterized constructors, they can have default arguments and default values. Class num, private, under private access specifier I am going to declare two variables, int x, y. Under public section, Num is the constructor and we are passing two arguments of type integer, int a comma int b. Here I am passing default argument, that is int b equal to 10. Int b equal to 10. Open the flower bracket. X equal to a, y equal to b. And we have the function to display the values of x and y. Void display open the flower bracket. Inside display function we have cout statement to display the values of x and y. Value of x is equal to x and y is equal to y. Void main here I am creating the object num ob and using the object I am calling and sorry here I am passing parameter 5 and using the object we are calling member function display object 1 dot display object dot display. Okay, class is the keyword, num is the name of the class, class is the keyword, num is the name of the class. Under private section we have declared two variables. X and y, and in public section num is the parameterized constructor. Here there are two arguments a and b. Here class is the keyword, num is the name of the class. Under private access specifier two variables are declared. Those variables are going to be initialized. Under public access specifier we have created parameterized constructor with the two arguments int a and int b equal to 10. Here int b equal to 10 is the default argument, int b equal to 10. Next open the flower bracket, value of x is initialized with the a, value of y is initialized with b. Then we have display member function. Inside that cout statement value of x equal to x. So it is going to display the value of x and y. And in main section num ob of 5. Here we have created object ob, num ob of 5. Here 5 is the argument. Even though there are two arguments in the constructor, we are passing only one argument, that is taken by a, and b is already initialized with the value 10 because b is the default argument. Int b is the default argument. Num ob of 5. When we create object ob, constructor function is automatically called and value of a will be 5, value of b will be 10. Here value of a, that is 5, will be assigned to variable x, value of b which is 10 assigned to b, y. Next, using the object ob, display function is called. Ob dot function name, ob dot display. So display function is called, and in display function we have the message value of x equal to x and value of y equal to y. Finally, we get the output value of x is equal to, what is the value of x here? 5, and y is equal to value of y, that is 10. So this is about passing the default argument and default values. Here int b is the default argument, equal to 10 is the default value. Parameterized constructors can be overloaded. So constructor overloading means 2 or more constructors having the same name but different in the number of arguments or data type of the argument. What happens when you create the object? It checks for the argument. If the number of arguments are same, then the corresponding constructor function will be called. We shall see this in the next class. Thank you.